The number 5 spot in Forlorn Muskeg is the cave up on Marsh Ridge. The ridge gives you a good vantage point of the region, and the cave along the back is of course useful for general survival. There can be relatively good loot found in the cave. It's got shelter from blizzards with no wolves or bears to worry about, and there should be some animal carcasses and plants to harvest when you arrive. But dangerous meese are sometimes seen nearby. There are no amenities such as a workbench or stove, and it's a long trek down, but you can deploy a rope to make an exhausting shortcut. It's certainly rough living compared to some regions, but you can always take the exit to Mountain Town if you want to feel the warmth of an actual man-made structure. The number 4 location is the cave transition to Bleak Inlet. It has a bed and wind protection so you can cook in the entrance. Basically, just do the things you did in the last cave, but in this one. It's got a bed, shelter from the wind and wolves, and is pretty close to the Homestead if you want a real base. But it's still a cave, it's on the edge of the map, and is known to have wolves often roaming nearby. A cave to be sure, but a welcome one. Revert back to caveman times and try living with only your hands and the tools they can create. Alright, the number 3 spot is another cave! What? Get ready to do more caveman activities, but in a third, almost identical location. I'm trying my best here. Just make a goddamn snow shelter or hope you find the abandoned camp and try to survive until you get to spot 1 or 2. The Muskeg does not want you here. Okay. Number 2 goes to the Poacher's camp, the first location on this list that isn't a cave. Nearly smack dab in the middle of the map, it is a series of derailed train cars that can provide shelter, though little else. The Poacher's camp has a fire barrel, shelter from blizzards, and is the only thing close to a central base location in the entire region. But wolves do roam in almost all directions, there is little storage, and no bed or workbench. Though it is missing almost every amenity, the fire barrel and central location makes it one of the most useful base locations in the Forlorn Muskeg. Bonus for the rail line, making it very easy to find in inclement weather conditions. Number 1 is clearly the old Spence family homestead. A partially destroyed structure, but possibly your only salvation in this harsh region. The homestead has a bed, a forge, and a workbench, but you may need a fire to safely sleep depending on your clothing. Hostile wildlife often roam in the area, and like most of the suitable base locations, it is far off on an edge of the map. The predators nearby aren't as dangerous as the disorienting fogs and blizzards that plague the area. If you have good enough clothing and stockpile when the weather permits, you may be able to survive here for a time. This region is one of my favorites, only partially because I like the word Muskeg, though it is certainly not welcoming to players. But if you want to take that next step and try surviving in harsher environments, this is a great stepping stone to other advanced regions. It gives you a taste of the fickle weather and lack of habitable spaces, while being close to some friendly zones such as Mountain Town and Mystery Lake, which can be used to recuperate when you thought you could take a shortcut across the ice after encumbering yourself with harvested logs to keep the fire going, the only glimmer of hope you have to extend your drastically shortened time remaining on this earth. Thanks to everyone who voted in the poll. If you want to help decide the next region, keep an eye out for the next one. Stay warm out there.